After 25 years, Matthew Perry is opening up about the brutal heartbreak that almost killed him.
I felt like I was gonna die.
When Matthew Perry confessed his feelings to co-star Jennifer Aniston, he was crushed by her rejection.
She picked somebody else.
And as Jen moved on with Brad Pitt, Matthew spiraled out of control.
It was a secret for so long.
But Jen could see what Matthew was hiding, and despite her rejection, she wouldn't give up on him.
The idea of even losing him.
How did Jennifer save Matthew from himself?
Adios, arrivederci, au revoir. Take one.
Camera panned to the back of the apartment door. Then Ben, our first AD, shouted for the last time, "That's a wrap!" And tears sprang from almost everyone's eyes. Aniston was sobbing. I was amazed she had any water left in her entire body. But I felt nothing. I couldn't tell if that was because of the opioid I was taking, or if I was just generally dead inside.
The world fell in love with Matthew on Friends, but he got so far from where he first started. When Matthew first read the script character of Chandler,
I used to think it was essential to be funny all the time. I was like, I am this guy. I am Chandler.
and when Matthew got the part, he joined a cast that included the one that got away.
Well, how can you not have a crush on Jenny?
Perry asked her out on a date. She said no. Let's be friends.
And then he happened to work with her today.
Yeah, Jen was super happy to work with her old friend, but Matthew's insecurity was getting the best of him.
What people may not know about Matthew Perry is that he's probably one of the most sensitive people, as well as being funny and a genius.
It made it kind of difficult to go to work because I had to pretend.
You write in the book, I was kept wondering, how long can I just look at her?
Ever since he was little, Matthew just wanted to be seen.
Making my mother laugh was a great thing. I always have this image of this big ballroom and my mother walking in and taking all sort of the glory because she was beautiful and people just knew her. And I was like 5 feet behind her and all I wanted was for her to turn around, focus on me, be with me.
But Matthew's hunger for approval went beyond Jen.
I felt like I was gonna die if they didn't laugh.
They would take you down.
Yeah.
You didn't tell us that.
I felt like that every single night.
It's clear that Matthew never learned how to deal with his pain, and it started when he was just a baby.
Talk about how, like, even when you were a little baby, you still hadn't experienced films.
I was a colicky kid and I used to cry all the time. My parents took me to a doctor. He said, just give him this. And it was phenobarbital, which is a major barbiturate and a very addictive thing. And I was 30 days old. And they gave it to me for 30 days.
And when he was 14, Matthew discovered he could numb his insecurity the same way.
I finally felt at home for the very first time. As soon as I drank alcohol, I lay in the grass and I thought to myself, this must be the way that normal people feel all the time.
Matthew had been keeping up the act for years, but even while he was starring on Friends, his insecurity and addiction spiraled out of his control.
How did Chandler change as the person playing him starts to struggle with addiction?
He didn't change. What was changing was me. I was taking 55 biking a day. I weighed 128 pounds. I was on Friends, getting watched by 39 people, being beaten down so badly by the disease. I would go to open houses and go to the bathrooms, see what pills they had in there, and steal them. I think they thought, well, there's no way that Chandler came in and stole from us. That's insane.
Matthew thought he was hiding his pain, but there was one person who saw through it.
Jenny, she says, we know you're drinking. And I said, how? I thought I was hiding it so well. She said, we can smell it. Imagine how scary a moment that was.
And there was one moment where everybody started to see what Jen was.
Matthew Perry's shocking weight loss has fans and friends worried.
He's struggling. We didn't know. We weren't equipped to deal with it. Nobody had ever dealt with that. The idea of even losing him.
Matthew couldn't see the love that Jen had for him until one devastating night.
I was rushed to the hospital because I was in intense pain in my stomach. And by the time I got to the hospital, I was writhing on the ground. They put me on a stretcher and they ran me into emergency trauma room. And my heart stopped for 5 minutes. I was put on an ECMO. When you talk to any doctor, is a Hail Mary is the last thing before people die. And There were 5 people that night who were put on ECMO machine. I was the only one who survived.
Matthew had to finally face that seeking validation from others wouldn't make him happy. Only he could. He told the New York Times, "It's no accident that Chandler is a guy who is trying to deter his own human emotional feelings with laughter. That's what I did for years, but that could only take me so far."
It was a combination of feeling like I wasn't enough, feeling like I was needy, feeling like I didn't matter. I know what that is now, and I don't suffer from it anymore. And yeah, that's what it lights me up to make something mad. But I don't have to do that now.
Now Matthew does for others what Jen did for him.
The best thing about me, bar none, is if somebody comes up to me and says, "I can't stop drinking, can you help me?" I can say yes and follow up and do it. When I die, I don't want friends to be the first thing that's mentioned. I want that to be the first thing that's mentioned. I'm going to live the rest of my life proving that.